Hey, Ben here, you there. This is the Sunday night hanging, well, right here on Sundays, because that's what we do. And it's going to be a fun one tonight. As always, we already got a bunch of people in the chat, even though according to my stats here, it says nobody's watching, but the chat's moving. So there's got to be people there. Okay, 29 people watching all of a sudden, 40 seconds in. And it's going to be fun. We got JJ's House of Jams, always a good hang, an OG of the channel. And
yes, sir. Good to see everybody.
We're going to have all kinds of fun tonight, folks. Man, we already got, who do we got in here? We got
Hit Metalworks, right on. Cheers, OU812, Jeff.
Yeah, OU812, Ryan. Great to see you, Ryan. Good show today. Hit Metalworks, Charles75N, Dr. Fabric.
Charles.
There's Symmetry. Symmetry, next week's guest. Symmetry.
Love your Symmetry. You rock.
Yeah. Hip Metalworks is here. He was last week's guest. See how that works. Guitar Man 45. Still working on the good internet. BC Rich 581 is here. Paul McNary and the Cats. Ferd Burfel. Nice.
Fired up.
I got to scroll back. Billy Baloney. I think he's freshly back from Jamaica. He spent the week in Jamaica. It's amazing. Dennis Ellis is here. Who else? RJ the Mad One. Who else we got here? Dave Chase, William De Silva, Stephen Monk Michelli. Nice. Scrolling. They're all talking to each other. Randy Crooks is here. Marcia Murray. Nice. Gary's here.
Terry Hines. Yeah, brother.
Great to see Wayne McConnell. And all right, well, there. All right, now we'll go back to the bottom, I think. Terry's 3Gs. Hope your back's feeling better, my friend. Michael Krause, Terry Hines.
Heal well,
Michael
Terry.
Be Live. Nice.
Naughty.
Yeah, all kinds of folks. Nice. So if you got a question for either of us, at question marks. If you're a channel member, you can do milestone message. Or if you want to support the channel, do a super chat. Stands out. Jason Lindholm's here. Taylor 315 says, "Hey Ben, look forward to the show." Awesome.
Happy Sunday, man.
Happy St. Patrick's Day to those who celebrate it.
Yeah.
I got a root beer on the go, so there we go.
What's that all about?
I don't drink anymore either, JJ.
For real?
Yeah, I haven't drank in over a year.
So what the hell's going to happen on New Year's Eve?
I drink a lot of root beer and smoke a lot of weed. Although, I've been looking at some weed-based beverages. Whoa! Trev.
Randy Crooks, what up?
Gifted out 5 channel memberships. What's up, Blackjack?
You're going to tell me you're jogging next, Ben?
No. See, who got him? Ryan84 got a membership. Scott Brockway got a membership. VT Music got a membership. Corey's Garden got a membership. Jimmy Biter got a membership.
Blackjack Guitar, rock on, brother.
There we go.
Of course, OU812. He's my hero.
Yeah.
Jerry Cantrell. I need the 100 watt. That's the only downside of it all.
Oh, yeah, exactly. BC Rich has a right. I only run when chased. Or I leave my vape in an Uber where I ran after that Uber one time. Yeah. Oof. Charlie S. is here.
Guitar man. Ampeg VH140C.
Mark Taft.
Metal.
What's up, Mark? Okay, Michael Krause says, tried to buy a guitar today, sold before I even sent the message. It was a brand that shall not be mentioned. So it was Ding Electro. Or possibly a PRS.
Mark Taft, what up, brother? Why aren't they mentioned then?
Michael Krause doesn't like to get me riled up. He thinks I get riled up just by the mere mention of Dane Electro. No, expensive Dane Electro is riling me up. If you get them for next to nothing, like they're worth, that makes sense. What's up, Ben Allmark?
Dan Electros do a thing, man.
Nice. All right. Mad Raj commenting in, he says, This is the pedal that he recommended to you that you never remember. The Engel Straight to Hell pedal.
He recommended it to moi?
Yeah, apparently RJ's recommended
I'm
it
sorry,
to
brother. Straight to Hell. So that's, I presume that's a dime bag pedal of some sort.
I believe so.
Or it's some.
And yes, see, Michael Cross, $200 for a Dano 12. Well worth it. Yes, that's worth it. $600 for a used one? Fuck no. Or in Canadian dollars, that would be $1,200 new Canadian. And no Dane Electro is worth over $1,000, regardless of like 1,200 yen. It's not worth. Easy. Danon's here. There's Jimmy Biter.
Right on, Jimmy. Right on.
Nice. 43 people watch. Hit the like if you haven't already, please, folks. Of course, subscribe if you're new. And thanks again, Trev, for the memberships. And apparently, Bo has that pedal. Of course, Bo has the pedal because he has just about every piece of gear known to man. Sorry, he ordered a Les Paul Special or Junior last week. Junior, I believe, on Monday. Curious how he feels about that. I've managed to go another week without buying a guitar. I'm quite happy about that. RJ says, the Straight to Hell pedal is great for a 7-string. Easy.
Nice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, looking it up.
Nice. Trust is in different colors. Well, yeah. Nice. That's Jimmy. Good jamming today.
How's the Streamliner?
It's doing great. I was noodling on it last couple nights.
Johnny, yes. Welcome, brother.
No, I'd have to pay somebody to take the Dane Electro if I signed it, Terry. my signature does not increase the value of anything. Billy says this no gear for a year thing that I'm doing is no fun. I bet. And I know, Bo, a couple weeks it's harvest time.
I just saw that. Damn.
Well, I think Bo's got 5 rooms on the go now or something like that. He's pulling in, I don't know, probably a few hundred pounds every couple of months, few months. Insane. Did I say that out loud? No. Mike Cross says the DOD Bone Shaker is great for baritone and down-tuned, especially when they're $35. Yep.
When they were $35.
Yenematsi asked, what do I like most on the Gretsch? I don't know. It's not a hassle. It does the thing, it's low output pickups. It's chimey in the middle position. It's a balanced guitar. Neck feels nice. It's candy apple red. What's not to like? And everyone's questioning Billy's life choices. Why no gear for a year? Well, he managed to go to Jamaica. No more gear. Okay, no near gear for a year and more practice. I see. So instead of spending money on gear, he's spending his time practicing. That's fine.
You still on your daily thing there, Symmetry?
He's
your routine.
Pretty much. He's really come along in the year. I will say that. Holy crap!
His beard certainly has. Jeepers.
Right? Yeah, I can't say any new gear, no new gear this year because so far, we're like 2 full months in and I'm already 2 guitars in this year. So true, Bo. And apparently, yes, from Trev. RJ says, haven't seen any gear over the last year that he really needed to have. Same here, but I still managed to get 5 guitars last year and 2 this year. The only one I was really looking for was a hollow body, and that was last January, and I got it. Now it was just, yeah, I was demoing that Gretsch, and I fell in love with it while I was demoing it. Those new Keeley pedals are making tough. Yeah, I know. I still have a Noble Screamer from the original limited run first release sitting in Nashville that I still have to pay for to get here. I just haven't had the surplus money to buy it. And then the pedal board might be complete for... No, it won't be complete for a while. Who am I kidding? Most of it will be complete for a while. Randy's asking, are you gigging much? Or a lot?
We'll get going again soon. Just trying to get ready for finishing an album right now. Just been rehearsing a lot. We've been basically finishing songs up, trying to get ready. So, yeah, there's potential of one gig coming up with the band. And, yeah, summertime, I think we're going to start hitting it.
Nice.
And some plans for next year, actually.
Is that Mustard? I do have a couple of weeks left, Monk, but I'm broke. So that... I'm making payments on the last acquisition, so let's get it paid off before we look at any more gear. Yes, Trev, another album. Billy Baloney says he's hoping 2025 will be the year of the junior. Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
The junior.
Like Les Paul Jr. Les Paul Jr.
Huh.
I would imagine. What's up, Gear Junkie? Rob Blackmore. Perry's asking if that's a new guitar.
No, it's an old one. Had it for a very long time.
And what is it?
It's a Warmoth build.
Nice.
Yeah. Warmoth build with P90 sized humbuckers.
Cool.
And it's all beautiful. I got it out of a pawn shop a very long time ago. And it was someone's treasure that they'd built. Man, it's a heavy beast, but beautiful. Yeah, Warmoth.
Apparently, Gear Junkie did a thing. That could mean a lot of things. Gear Junkie, when he does a thing, it usually involves bulk purchases. What's up, John DeShane? Brother John and Eric Warrington in the house. That is very resonant. It does project. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really something.
Had locking himself.
But they were really bright.
Let's see. Yeah, we got R2 or 3 locking out the house, who's today's guest on Chillin' with Charles.
Yeah, too. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you shredding on an OU812 show. That's a fun show where they all jam out. Freaking looks awesome.
Mickey Suttlemeyer here. Gear Junkie 35 says fella bought himself his first Mesa Boogie. Nice.
Well, what'd you get, brother?
Nice.
I do love a Mesa.
Trev is asking, is there a chance that we can see the Les Paul?
You certainly can. I got it out special. Show you. Guitars.
What's up, Metal Theater 123? Great to see you.
Oh, she's heavy these days. Oh, such a beast.
I will solo you out. There you go, folks. She's a 68 fretless wonder. It's just what I like it.
Ben loves a fretless wonder.
Yeah, frets are overrated.
She's my girl.
Yeah, that thing's just awesome.
Well, my son's guitar now. I play it on occasion, but
nice.
I don't think it's seen its last days live. It will do another show.
Oh, yeah.
It did make it into a video, though, but it's... Yeah, I got this for my 18th birthday, many moons ago.
Gear Junkie says you got a 212 Mesa Nomad 55 watt. Very cool.
Nice. Yes, Taylor, it really is. It's something else. And it's stolen once. We played a festival in Holland, and we come off stage, got freaking annihilated as we did. And the next thing I know, it's like, where's my freaking guitar? And we had the whole freaking every band on that bill was looking for that guitar. and it was gone all night. I was freaking out, and then someone woke us up like 7 o'clock in the morning and said, "Hey man, they found your guitar. It was in the bushes." I'm like, "What?" Yeah, freaked. But yes, beautiful.
Everyone seems to like it in the chat. Imagine that.
Yeah, Joe Bonamassa would like this.
Yep. Get in line, Joe. Get in line.
Got the most amazing neck. It's not super fat and it's not super thick. It's beautiful. Beast.
You do, Trev.
So many times it's fallen and never broke the headstock.
Trev's like, I know a couple fellas that have touched that axe and it's great. Yep. Let's see. Bose power just went out. That's not good.
You remember that lot too, yeah.
Yetamati asked, how many times has that thing been refretted? Not at once.
Never.
No.
Never. No, I contemplated it once, like you do with vintage stuff. You know, it's like it needs a refret, but completely original.
Well, by today's standards, they needed a refret the moment it left the factory, right?
It kind of did. The Black Beauty, the Fretless Wonders, they did.
Yeah.
But I lived on this guitar and did so many shows, and I never really felt it until I got in a fatter fret. You know what I mean? Because I played.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. And they're not super wide like later, where they took the super wide frets and still filed them down to nothing. No, they're not low and wide. They're just small frets.
They're like, Ben, they're worn out vintage Telecaster frets. That's what they feel like.
Yeah, which is perfect for me. You know.
What's up, brother?
There's Pops. Nice. Blue Mox is here. Gary says, I just got a hernia looking at it.
It's heavy.
And R2, I can attest to said JJ has are quite nice. I got to play those as well. I literally, at the time, whatever he had there, I played. Nice.
Hey, Quentin, did Quentin jam today on the OU812 show? Was he up there live and direct or what?
I think he did. He probably had too much gain, but, you know, what are you going to do?
No, he figured that out, didn't he?
Quentin's always had too much gain. Now, that's going to be a video. I know it.
Nothing wrong with too much gain.
I'm just giving Pops a hard time.
Yeah. Love me some gain.
Because he sure did.
Drink's going down quick, boys. I'm excited. R2, R3.
Says I don't mind them heavy as long as they play well. It's true. All right. Cheers, Mark. Michael Cross says heavy guitar equals heavy tone. It's scientifically proven. So the amp has no role, Michael.
Have a great night, Mark Taft.
Yeah. I usually find the heavy ones have quite a bit of sustain.
Literally pounds, though. While we wusses, 3 pounds. You know, more than a normal guitar. It's a beast.
Yeah. You can work up to it, folks. It's one of the reasons I got rid of my Les Paul, because it was a 72 and it was a boat anchor. So it's killed my back. So Taylor asks, which amp do you find yourself playing through the most?
Well, at rehearsal, it's always the EVH. So I got an EVH 50 watt through a cab, and I was using my Marshall. I got the old vintage Marshall. This guy.
Mm-hmm.
I went heavy with that one. First of all, with Bernie, our drummer, and he's like, God, that's just the sound of rock and roll right there, and was freaking out. Then I used it live for a show, and Josh, our singer, freaking hated me. And then when I was using it at rehearsals, everybody hated me. They just, it's too loud, it's too this. You know, the thing with Marshalls, yeah, they can be loud, but even if they're not loud, they fill up so much frequency.
Yeah.
They just take over. They just right up there, you know. So I had to, dude. I was having a good time with that, man. And so
Yeah,
I'm back to
what year is that Marshall?
That's a '79 JMP.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's pure rock godliness. It's incredible. Yep. With the Fryette power station, effects loop in the back for all my weird shit, and it's just ridiculous. Through a 1981 cab with 60s in it. Oh, 65s, the classics. So EVH, and then at home, I mean, it's just like, yeah, I play all kinds of different things.
Whatever you're in the mood for.
Whatever I'm in the mood for. Randall RG80, if you guys are familiar with that, the Dimebag amp, the 80 1x12 combo. Got the head there as well. Little combo here. Dude, they are something else. From Princeton all the way to just pure heavy. They've got everything in them, and you can pick them up for cheap. So I definitely recommend them. And you can play whisper quiet and still feel the bass. It's ridiculous. Solid state, killer amps, Dimebag special.
Yep.
And
I'm familiar.
Yeah, I've been loving my Princetons, man. The Fender flavor, clean tones at home, and just.
Now you're talking. That's what I've been doing the last batch of demos. Finally, Long and McQuaid got a new Princeton in, and it's the one that's tweed with the Cannabis Rex speaker in it.
That's very nice. Yeah, that's very nice.
It was funny because I was like, "Did you get one in?" And it'd be every time I was in. No, I do more acoustic demos. And finally, did you get one in? They look at the inventory. They're like, "Hang on." They go in the back, literally open the cardboard box. Don't even put it on the floor. I just grabbed it, took it straight to the lesson room, and started playing through it for a couple hours. And whoever decides to buy that amp is going to be really happy because I've already put in quite a few hours on that amp, so it's going to be well broken in by the time someone buys it. So.
Yeah, they all have a slightly different flavor. The 65 reissues, the brown, you know, that tweed one, or the black one, and then I've got a 68 custom, which is my favorite of the reissues. It's more of a bassman. It's got that real blunt to it. I love them. And they do that 12-inch one as well.
Yep.
They got a 12-inch.
The one I've been doing is the 112.
Oh, that's the one with the 112.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that is it. Chris Stapleton, I think it was something in it. Chris Stapleton.
He has, his signature one has a 112 as well, and it's got the tremolo in it as well.
Okay. Right.
I really want to try the Chris Stapleton one. I think, from what I've seen several videos on it. I think that's one of my bucket list amps I have to get.
All right. So, question for the chat then. This is the one, okay? So this one right here is that's a 68 original Princeton, and it's something else. It's all original, never been touched. Still got the 2-prong plug on it. Still got the original capacitors. You know, still got the death gap in it. The
great thing about that amp is you plug that your Les Paul into that. Dude. That's the tone. That's the sound of like.
Well, the sound is the 68 custom reissue with that in stereo. It's something else.
Okay, Keith Richards, right?
What's that?
Yeah, that gets you a lot of Keith Richards tones right there.
Dude, it gets it all. It's incredible. There's something with these Princetons which is magic. So that one,
as soon as you start getting them past about 4, they start to break up and they'll saturate. They don't get super loud. It just starts saturating. It's like all the goodness of like an old Marshall without blowing your ears out.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Not quite loud enough for a band.
Yeah,
and a little too loud for a bedroom if you want to crank it. So they're kind of an awkward amp, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they're okay if it's a light drummer or you're doing an act where the guy's playing with brushes. Perfect.
Stereo. What else? Nightcat stereo. Straight into an amp. Straight into 2 Princetons stereo. What else? I mean, what else do you need? Have one with reverb, one with tremolo. You're set. But put a pedal board in front. It takes a Maxon, the Maxon 808, just incredibly.
I've been using LPD Lost Dutchman, which is kind of like a Timmy pushing it, and it's just glorious.
Yeah, but I mean, the original Princeton kills all the Princetons that have been reissued. They don't even come close to it. It has a flavor under the fingers, which is something else.
Actually, I should take
So the problem. So here's the question: anyone with the technical skills, recapping that thing, an untouched Princeton, do you do it or do you just risk it?
I just keep using it till it needs it done myself. But
yeah, but sometimes when it needs it done is failure. And catastrophic failure. That's the problem. It's the flick of the coin, isn't it?
Right.
Uncle Doug tells you one thing, and then Psionic Audio tells you another thing.
Right. Where's Jim? We need JP Page too. That's our resident amp guy.
Oh, where is he? Come on, get your butt in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's about, right now I've been talking to a tech. He goes, "Oh, you got to change them. You got to change them." I'm like, I don't want to touch it. Even the 2-prong, turning it to a 3-prong, it's a complete closet queen,
Yeah.
But yeah, so playing at home right now. It's been that little Princeton's just been incredible. Any of the amps I can play at home. So I've got the Fry Power Station. So any of you amp people, that thing is just ridiculous. But I'm not a quiet player anyway. So my neighbors will tell you that. When we moved into this place, we got a complaint on the first day of moving in from the association about loud guitar. I'm like, what?
I could see that. Well, I get when I moved in here, Mark and I, the first thing I moved in was all this stuff because I wanted to get the wall of amps and speaker cabs in place before moving anything else in for awkwardness. And then neighbors they just see a pickup truck, full length box, and I'm just unloading speaker cab, amplifier, speaker cab, amplifier. They're just like, oh, wow. Yeah.
Quentin, the amp under the Boogie is a Ampeg VH140C. So that was famous for a lot of like the very heavy, death metal stuff like that. Has a certain tone, solid state, very pretty rare amps, but a hell of a tone. But it's kind of a jazz chorus. So they're really huge in the jazz thing.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz people loved them back in the day. Okay. And the stereo chorus is just insane. It's so clean, crystal clean stereo chorus. And then you've got to brutals, the most of brutals. Yeah. Incredible amp. That was in the dark. I'd collect rare amps. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I love them. There's an obsession with wanting to know the tone,
Yep.
And I scout, back in the day, I'd scour the internets and you'd find things for so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even tell you what I paid for that Princeton in this day, even in this day, the shit's still out there,
R2R3 says him and Quentin are going to Michael Nielsen's house with a U-Haul truck. You might want to hit Michael Torrin's house. He's got all the gear.
I think Torrin's pretty local to me as well, so I might have to. Yeah, he's around the corner. It's funny because he talks about stuff on his channel on Craigslist in the local area that I'm also looking at. You know what I mean?
Right. Well,
it's funny.
If you want, I could put you in touch with him.
I met him at this last NAMM, actually. It was funny.
Nice. He's such a nice guy. Just had a birthday a day or two ago.
Lovely guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he was very nice. Just met him outside. 10 seconds of chat. Just love the channel and keep on rocking. I was in a rush. I'd like to have had a big in-depth talk to him. I know he's up for that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Quentin Phillip, the 22 space rack. Hobo Roadie in the house. Yeah, Bo's got quite the Guitar Man 45's got quite the collection of amps and cabs.
Nice. There's a lot to collect for those of you that don't know.
Right? Yeah, we haven't even got it. I realize, since R2 brought up, I realized watching a Michael Nielsen video that I need a Bogner in my life. Good luck finding one in Ontario. Next to none were sold in Canada. So, I'm better off coming out there, locating one out there, and shipping it home.
Yeah, I've always wanted a Shiva. Always wanted a Shiva. They have a very thick tone. It's very unique. I'm into unique tones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't remember which model he did, but all he did was strummed an E chord. I went, that sounds like Jerry Cantrell. I need that in my life.
Well, that could have been. He used like either an Uberschall or a Shiva.
Yeah. He just had this.
I think the early album was a lot of Shiva stuff, and then he moved on to the Uberschall for a little bit. Used them live as well. That's a beast of an amp.
Gary says, Ish Guitars in Syracuse has 2 used Stapleton hand wound Princeton's for a couple grand a piece.
A couple of grand a piece for them. Wow. Hand wired.
But again, that Princeton I play through new, it's $2,000 Canadian new, so that's got to be at least $1,400 US.
Yeah. And they follow the very first generation, like the late 50s, I think, spec face. So they only have 4 knobs, I think.
The Stapleton. No, the Stapleton would be the brown face, that early 60s.
Yeah, brown face before the black face, but and it has a tone knob instead of treble and bass.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, Princeton's. I'm freaked out on the Princeton.
They do a thing.
They do a thing that nothing else touches.
I don't like recording with anything else now for shooting demos. Like that's because I noticed the difference in the tone. I was like, for the amount of different amps I played through, capturing it the way I do, a Princeton sound heads above everything else better. It just transferred better for whatever reason. 62 brown, 12-inch speaker. There we go. Thanks, Gary.
Very nice. Yeah, nice, Ben.
The Jakey Lee 100 is sick. It is.
I played one of them at NAMM. I think it was the little one. It might have been the big one. Is the big one out? Big one's not out yet.
The big one was at the last show I went to. The big one was out.
The red 100 watt.
Yeah, the red one was out. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably what I played. That was probably my favorite. I think it was my favorite of all the Freemans because I was playing through the new Plexi as well. But that Jakey Lee, it's got full 800 vibes. You know what I mean? 800 on steroids, but it's got a nice clean. It's got everything in between as well. Yeah, he nailed it with that amp. It's a freaking beast.
Mm-hmm. Volume, tone, speed, intensity. That's all. It's on the Stapleton. That's all you need.
Right.
Yep. So no reverb, but it's got a tremolo. That's fine. I got a reverb pedal, and that tremolo sounds great.
Yeah, this Princeton has no reverb. It's just a tremolo, so it's got one less gain stage. But I love it.
It's usually one or the other, right? On a lot of them, you either get a reverb or a tremolo.
But the 68 reverb, custom reverb reissue next to this one. If you flip between them and use a reverb pedal compared to the reverb tank, dude, a good reverb pedal, you can't even hear the difference.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got that Keeley Hydra. I just set it on plate reverb, and that's my tone. Like that. I'm like, hello, Lukather. Instantly, stereo.
So would the reverb section on a Princeton be before the preamp or after the preamp?
I think after.
After. So then it's different to putting a pedal in the front of the amp.
Yeah.
Right. Because you can tone match them pretty good, but hey, nothing like a built-in reverb. No. It probably is after the preamp.
Yeah. Let alone those big reverb tanks that Fender used to make. You're like, what's that, an amp head? Nope. That's just the reverb tank. There's Jim. Jim says after.
Okay, there you go. And that's the difference. That's why you hear it a little cleaner, a little bit deeper in tone. The one thing you can't get rid of is the brightness of the reverb.
Right. And the reverb, you can't adjust the length. It's just a blend. The one reverb knob, that's only a blend on Fenders, which kind of annoys. It's a super long reverb. It's just how up front do you want it?
Yeah. Lush as hell, though, man.
It is.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, absolute mayhem. Yeah, brother. Yeah, Fender sounds, man. Aren't they unique?
Yep.
Damn. Fenders.
That's what, when I bought my Explorer, the first thing I did is I took it over to a Princeton and plugged it in, and it sounded. I'm like, wow, I sound like Joe Bonamassa. It's got that classic Gibson into a Princeton, Fender sound, and I just loved it. And then I was like, damn it, now I got to buy a Princeton, which I know I wouldn't mind actually getting rid of the Blues Deluxe and replacing with a Princeton. Oh,
yeah, I've had a few. There's not many amps. There's not many amps I've bought and sold and rebought, which is really irritating to me. But Blues Deluxe, I've bought and sold like 3 times.
right.
And also Hot Rods, I bought and sold. It's funny. They're the only ones.
I'm looking to replace my Marshall head, but I want a JJ Junior. That's but good luck finding one.
You got one, Ben?
No, I want one. I got a Marshall head right there.
Oh, okay, you got the little 20 watt. Yeah, the JJ Junior is incredible. Every time I plug into it, I'm like, God, that tone's ridiculous.
Yeah, I want to plug it into the 212 because I really like that Marshall 212 cab. Wayne, you're killing me. What's up, Dan?
There you go, Randy. The Hot Rod Deluxe. You can't go wrong with it for pedals and clean tones and headroom. Oh my lord.
Mm-hmm.
There's that good thing. You can change that one preamp out and get the volume knob to be a bit more understandable.
Yeah, is the Hot Rod's just a slightly hotter version of a hot rodded version of the Blues, more gainy. You're not going to get a whole lot of gain out of the Blues Deluxe, but my God, it's a great pedal platform.
It is, yeah.
Bo asks if anyone has a Joe Bonamassa amp. That's a good question.
Is there a Joe Bonamassa amp, or does he mean a basement of some sort, or a tweed of some sort?
No, I think he has done an amp. He must have at some point.
I've never heard of Joe Bonamassa. No, I don't think he has.
Huh. Oh, now I gotta look that up.
No, he has
a Fender, like a tweed.
No way. He's been vintage his whole life, man. His dad used to trade in that stuff. He grew up in it, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was spoiled. Why the hell would he build an amp when he's got all that around him?
Well, he's got enough signature guitars to fill a room. Why not signature amp?
Has he? He's only got one, isn't he?
Gibsons and Epiphones and
what?
He's got as many as Slash does.
Uncle Joe.
Joe Bonamassa, official store. Yep. 48 Fender dual professional amp JB edition. There you go.
There you go. Look on.
3,500 US.
How much?
3,500 US.
Right. Wow.
But it's that super old looking with the divider down the center. There it is.
Never even heard of that. What a trip.
Yeah, 1948. Yeah.
Damn.
Hip just mentioned it. Yeah. But he went through it. He went through his Marshall stage. He went through his Fender stage. He goes back and forth. Now I think he has both. And he's got Dumbles he's playing through because he can get them. Mazel.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the pedal show thing on the Dumble. That's going to be fun. You know, that's coming up pretty soon. They played it and they're in awe. I can't wait to see that one.
It was like one of the recent ones I watched was Dan debuted his 2024 pedal board. And when I saw it, I have the same compressor on my board that he has. I'm like, yay, I'm doing something right.
What is it? What is it?
Not a new compressor. It's an old compressor that they don't even make anymore. So,
what is it?
Diamond compressor.
Diamond compressor. Right.
Yeah. Canadian company. And it was funny because when I was talking with Aaron, when I got the pedal, as soon as I told him, you keep that one. That's a good one. They don't make it. Well, Aaron kind of freaked out a little. I went, oh, okay. Blue Mox asks, who's the guy making the Dumble copies? That I don't know.
There's a couple of different people, but according to Mick, none of the Dumble copies even sound anything like a Dumble. So
right.
And how could they? They're all individually different.
Yeah, exactly.
There was never a production line of Dumbles, was there?
No, it was always he'd pick your brain to find out what
kind of music to the player. There may have been half a dozen similar amps he just chucked out there, but there was no production line.
Yeah, like I'm sure he had something like similar to, let's call it like the Jose mod, but it's the Dumble thing that he would do to say a Twin or a Super Reverb or whatever. Just certain things. I changed this out. I swapped this out. That's part of his palette of things. Yeah.
I do have a vague memory in my head of seeing them used for a reasonable price way back in the day.
I've only
Way
seen one once in the wild. I've only ever seen one once, and that was at Carter's. And I asked if I could play through it, and the guy just laughed at me. But I figured I gotta ask.
Yeah. Los Angeles is different. Los Angeles is so much musical equipment and so much rotation. Like even Craigslist, you can go on Craigslist and you can watch it like live TV because there's always people posting stuff for sale constantly. It's like you'll think of something in your head, put it on. It's like boom, there's nothing there. Then 20 minutes later, there's something there. It's so crazy. Posted 5 minutes ago. Yeah, that's so much.
Oh, I don't even want to go down the high watt rabbit hole, hobo. I'm not even going down that route. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to resist.
So they're all amazing, incredible, amazing amps. And when you play them, any of that old vintage stuff, they have something about them.
Well, there you go. Billy was offered a Dumble in the 80s for $1,500. At that time, his life might as well have been $1 million.
Yeah, I remember in the 80s seeing him for like $1,500, $2,000, seeing the name up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you're like, what? No. Ouch. But, yeah. Good investment by today's numbers.
I wonder if there's anyone in the world who has one who has no clue.
Oh, especially like just a modded Fender where unless you looked on the back where there might be some little badge, you wouldn't know. And also you might, a tube goes and also you look at what? It says, what? Oh, yeah. There we are then. Yeah. Better than Bitcoin, right? It was formerly owned by Christopher Cross. Really? There we are. Dr. Z makes a train wreck model. Gary's jonesing for. I've heard about those.
It's trippy when you get the copies though, because they're all copies of something, and every amp sounds different from back then. You know what I mean? So it's like they all have their own flavor. Like it's Morgan.
What's up, Sean?
Rock on, Sean. Yeah, Hobo Roadie, a big stack of twins and plexis with a couple of high watts to fill in the weak spots. Could you imagine? Strum.
Right.
Those twins are so loud.
Oh, yeah. I was using one of them. They have a few of those over at LM and various vintages, too. And I was trying to use one for a while, but to get a decent tone, I'm like, no, that's too loud. It's overpowering the microphone. It's like...
Yeah. I had a 70-watt Pro Reverb for a while. That thing was a beast, but... Yeah. Do like a Fender sound.
I had a Vibrolux when I was a teenager that I loved. I hated it then because I had no gain. Kill for it now. Kill for it. It had tremolo and or vibrato, whatever.
They're beautiful amps.
And reverb.
All of them. They all took pedals so well, you know.
Oh yeah.
Especially the pedals.
I was thinking, because it had no gain. Like it was just a master volume. It was just all the headroom you could ever want.
Twin reverb, all the headroom. Just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. My God, don't hit it with a 28 dB clean boost because it's just going to go up 28 dB and still be fucking clean. Jimmy says he's been perfectly happy with the Synergy rig now for 6 years. Wow.
Yeah, no doubt. They sound killer.
Hip asked what your next amp in your future is.
You know what? The Princeton's been recent. You know, I had that 68 Custom Deluxe for a while. Then I got the original Princeton, and I'm happy right now, but I'm always looking. I'm on a Fender kick right now. I had a Deluxe Reverb. I traded all the way through. I had a Mesa Tremor Verb, super clean.
Okay.
Sold that. And then I bought a vintage Deluxe Reverb, which was killer. But next to
So
a
are
Prince.
you eventually just going to get yourself a nice basement head? Just
No, I'm not into all that. It's that my buddy's really into Princeton's. My buddy is into edge of breakup tone, and he obsesses on custom amps, and he goes in this circle where I'm more high gain. He goes in the circle of all these custom amps and like super rare things, and he's like that edge of breakup. So he turned me on to Princeton's a while back. We've been, he played through my JMP, thought it was a unicorn, went and got not the twin sister, the one prior to the Freeman twin sister, the Dirty Shirley, I think it was. One of them. I can't. Bucks and Betty, maybe, I don't know. One of them. So we kind of like trying different amps and got on this Princeton kick. And dude, there's someone else. So looking for amps now, and I've got a few killer amps here. I'm pretty much set right now.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm in a rack gear as well, so I do love my rack stuff. So I'm always looking out for rack preamps. A bit of a Michael Torin thing. I've always loved them.
Sure. Michael Cross asks, ever tried a Rivera amp?
Yeah, I've looked into a couple of them. They used to have the EVM 10s in, which was super rare. He made a killer amp, and he made the Princeton 2 was Rivera.
Right.
And that was like the last of the kind of turret board point-to-point wiring of that series. Yeah, amps, constant chase, different flavors. But I always veer back to vintage, like the Marshall. I've been through all the Marshalls, then come right back to a vintage Marshall. Fender, right back to vintage.
Sure.
Once you play vintage, you're like, oh my god.
There's a thing, it's like vintage gear. There's a reason it's worth a shit ton of money, folks. It's like
there's something about the tolerances of all the internals as well.
Everything is basically military spec for tolerances, right? What's up, Lee? And Josh.
That's what creates the sag. It's the failing capacitors and the failing freaking stuff that creates more of that sag under your fingers, which you just don't get in the modern amps.
Bo has never tried the Dr. Z amp. Wow.
See, my buddy who's into the clean tones, he's had a few Dr. Z's.
Yep. I think I have. Not positive. I think so, though. Mickey has a Rivera Venus Do. Dose 2.
I don't know that one. A couple of the high gain ones, Rivera Knucklehead, played a couple of them. Yeah, Hobo Rody's got one of the Riveras with the EVM 10s. They're expensive speakers. They're super rare.
It can take 300 watts. Wow.
Yeah, the EVMs. I got a few EVMs. They're crazy.
Interesting.
I had to recone a couple of greenbacks. I had a vintage, can't remember the cone numbers, but they were the 60s ones, the Hendrix and Zeppelin speakers. Took them in to get them checked because one of them was like falling apart. So you had to press things to make it work. Took it in and the cones were shot. He showed me how they were shot and he reconed them, but they sound really good.
Nice.
I was gutted to have to recone them.
Yeah. I get it. 25 watts, super clean, 6v6. Nice.
That's the Rivera, nice. I bet it's a loud 25 watts.
Right.
Rock on, Mickey. How you doing, brother?
Yeah, you can get pretty damn loud with some low wattage tube stuff. Like, I'm shocked I got that VHT upstairs. It's only what, like 6 watts or something like that, but it damn near keep up with a drummer. Yeah. It's crazy how loud it is. Because I did that. I went in the music store. I said, "Hey, I need something that's light that'll keep up with a drummer." They went, right. And then showed me that. And I was like, "All right, well, as long as the drummer's fairly light, it'll keep up. I'll make it work."
Our drummer's too heavy, man. You have to have the Got to have the balls to keep up with him.
True. Nice. Keep those questions coming, folks. Great stuff.
Fire away.
57 people watching.
Rock on.
Very cool. Of course, if you're new, please subscribe. Always helps.
I'm going to make a refill.
Replay. Awesome. Just going to refresh this cold snack. Cool. Chat's just frozen at this point. Yeah, I know you're all enthralled. Just look at the gear. Just look at it. Actually, my guitars kind of lead right into his guitars. Ain't that crazy? Yeah. Anyone lusting over get anything new lately? I'm just curious if you haven't already mentioned. Well, yeah, I would have mentioned it. By now, we're almost an hour in, right? Gary uses a Hughes and Kettner 18 watt through a 212 cap, loud enough for most things. Sure. Let's look at them too. 75 Vibro Champ. Nice. Monk, you mentioned that earlier. Can't remember. Super clean, solid state.
Cheers.
What's the Ampeg model again?
Fuck, they all love that one. It's a VH140C.
There you go. VH140C.
Yeah. Pretty rare. Amazing cleans chorus, stereo chorus. And for those of you who haven't played stereo chorus, wow. Someone else.
That's the thing. Yeah. Once you do stereo, you can't. It's hard to go back to mono chorus.
Yeah, it was their version of a jazz chorus, but they've got that high gain stage in it, and it's just so heavy. The low end, ridiculous.
Nice, Michael B. Milestone message.
Rock on, Michael.
Says, how about a fun story recording with Cameron?
Fuck. So many fun stories, man. Because he's recorded everyone. So I mean, his number one gig was Lemmy from Motorhead. So he did like 7 albums with Motorhead, and so we got so many Lemmy stories, which were just insane.
Just wrapping up the strain of smoking tonight, JJ, is Ace of Spades.
What's that?
The strain I'm just finishing up is called Ace of Spades.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah. I got Blueberry Kush on the go next. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, the Lemmy stories are so hardcore, dude. Yeah. I try to think of funny stuff. I can't tell the Lemmy ones because they're just too close. You know, he was so in the circle, especially the end of the days. It just too intense. It used to bring tears to my eyes being in there. I mean, I saw things that people shouldn't see when it comes to Lemmy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just crazy. Yeah, give me chills actually thinking about it. But recording in that studio with all Lemmy's, Josh would be singing and have one of Lemmy's swords in his hand, and singing holding Lemmy's sword, just stuff like that. They're just that was mental. But Cameron was incredible to work with. It was just one big fun time. It was just head down, just making music and just. Yeah, super exciting times. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, excited to get back in there, man. Yeah, latest going on with the band. Just we're just trying to get in the studio. Financials don't help. It's not cheap to get in there. We always thought this next round of songs we'd hope someone else would pay for it, but life ain't easy. So we're going to kind of break up the schedule rather than just go in for a full frickin' onslaught like we did last time.
Sure.
We're just releasing stuff online. We had a video come out a couple of weeks ago, which was totally dope. Do you see that video, Ben?
I haven't seen it yet. I missed that. How the fuck did I miss that? What the?
It's out there. Everlasting Love. Yeah, it's like an AI kind of video. It looks freaking dope, man. It takes you on a little story.
Cool.
But we just stuff out online right now. Gigs wise, I used to do hundreds of shows. We'd love to do gigs, but we want to do the right gigs. The last show we played, Fu Manchu, we did a show with them. It was sold out. That was just freaking insane. So we kind of want to do good gigs, all family men, and just doing the rounds again would be freaking impossible.
Right.
So
We're not 22 anymore.
For us, it's about just getting some music behind us that we just, you know, this lineup I'm in is just such a good vibe. You know, it ain't easy. It's just like a bunch of school kids. We all freaking have our moments, and it's hard to keep it together. But making music, record the music. I want to finish an album. We've got 6 songs in the bag. We've got about another 9 to record. They're all kind of ready to go. And then I want to finish an actual album, put it on vinyl, limited run with lyrics inside, just the whole old school deal, put the rest out online, you know, and I'll be good. And where it goes from then, every time we've done something, things are happening. We had a really good run last year. So hopefully it continues this year. Yeah.
Nice.
Talk about going to Italy next year to do a tour. For me, that's all pie in the sky down the road if it happens. You know, we have a great manager. See what the fuck happens, you know what I mean? But just love making music, man. Getting in that room is my freaking drug of sanity. Life's so hectic, and when I'm in a room with the dudes just fucking rocking out, it's nothing beats it.
Yeah, the rest of the world doesn't matter. It's just what's happening in that space at that time.
Dude, I go down there and crank it up. We have a lockout now, so we share it with another band. So it's 24-hour access for us, and we can just go in there and freaking do our thing. And that's been just incredible. Yeah, unfortunately, I have a wife who she sees how music affects me. You know what I mean? I'm a freak. I'm a freaking collector freak, a music freak, a songwriting freak. I love it. Yeah,
Taylor's asking what you're using for effects for your live shows.
You know what? It's been the Helix all the way through. When we recorded, it was all pedals. Cameron was like, "Get that shit out of here." So it was all old school vintage pedals. But yeah, live, you know. All my effects are coming from that. I've got a Jerry Cantrell wah, but I've actually built a pedal board. You know, I keep switching around different things. There's something about having a pedal board right in front. You can just tweak the knobs. But the Helix has just worked flawlessly at every show. You know, no one notices it shows that it's a vintage pedal or a fucking this or that. You know what I mean?
Right. The only people that notice are the fellow musicians.
Yeah, and the Helix freaking rocks. But as a pedal board base, I don't use it for amps, or I'm not in a front of house or you know, ear things or any of that. But yeah, I'm still have my pedals. So I've got a pedal board going on. What's on there right now? A Polara Reverb, an MXR carbon copy, some cheap budget flanger, a hardwire delay, a Maxon overdrive, the green thing, and then the Paul Gilbert overdrive pedal, which I got from Laz. That thing sounds badass, man.
Is that the Mojo?
No, it's the thing with the boot on it. I'll show you.
Oh, I know. I think I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, this guy.
Right.
Yeah. It goes into fuzz territory. It's got this power knob here or whatever it is. And yeah, it gets real good.
Right, yeah. Like a bias control.
Sounds killer, though. That thing, for a lead boost, it sounds freaking great.
Michael
so,
B.
I always mess with different sounds. Every time I roll into a rehearsal or whatever, it's a different amp or this and that, you know, and they get pissed. So I have to go back to my AVH, whatever.
Right. Michael B. Live, thank you for the super duper chat. He says, I remixed a Motorhead track that Cameron reviewed.
That'd be Cameron.
He said, yeah, but since I added a bass track, he said it was memorable that I took a chance. Seems like a cool cat. He is. Cameron is awesome.
Yeah, Cameron's not a guy who's like into remixes and stuff like that. It's like, you know, when I first got with him, I'm like, you know, we'd already been in another studio. I'm like, can you just remix these as well and see if we can make them better? He's like, what's the fucking point? Let's just do them again. It's like, it's 30 minutes of music. You know what I mean? He's not into remixes and stuff like that, but Cameron's a legend.
Yeah.
Nerdy as hell.
Delays, Jimmy.
No, that's cool, Michael. Cool story, brother.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to hear that track. Have you got it up on your channel? Yeah, Jimmy Byer, the hardwire delays are killer.
Yeah.
I got one of them blue freaking, what is it? The flashback. That thing's a little glitchy. That thing is temperamental.
I can't do the TC stuff. I just can't do the TC stuff. For whatever reason, it's meh. It's tone. Like, I can't use any of their tonal stuff.
It stopped working for a while, then I plug it in, it starts working again. So I've got no confidence in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you on that. For delays, I've been using the Halo since it came out. That's my thing.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. But the Polara's got a really good halo in it. Just like Angel Choir.
Yeah. Well, no, I got the Hydra for my reverb and the Halo for my delays. So
Right on. Yeah, I love effects, man. I'm into weird sounds and stuff like that.
A lot of Keeley stuff have been coming onto my board. I was thinking I should reach out to Robert and have him on the channel at some point if I can get a hold of him. He's not exactly the best at responding to social media.
Dude, I bought a couple of cheap pedals off Amazon just to have them, just to see what they did. They're like $30, $25. Flanges, choruses. They sound freaking great. It's like, it's so nuts, all that stuff.
My flanger is a Korg flanger from the 80s on my board. And I just fell in love with it. I heard that. I was like, yes. It's similar to the Yamaha flanger from the 80s that a whole bunch of people talk about. Thanks, Hip.
The freaking Boss Flanger's killer. The original Boss Flanger.
I got a BF2 up there somewhere.
You got the killer.
Yeah, I do that for quite a while. That was like one of the few Boss. But that and the Boss Chorus. I love both of those. And I think, my digital delay that I sold to Billy in the chat.
Yeah, I love Boss pedals.
No. Because it became, redundant because I got from Lawrence, both a digital and an analog delay of his. So I have mono delays already. And now it's, I need a delay that was stereo in and stereo out, but on a pedal board. Because essentially I'm building a rack setup on my pedal board, JJ, is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I love stereo
in, stereo out, might as well.
I'd love to do 2 amps on stage, 1 clean amp, so it's completely out of the circuit of the other amp. So a clean amp and a dirty amp, pedal board, stereo setup, but the sound man would freaking hate you.
Yes, you do, Trev. Flanger's different from a chorus.
They're very close, though.
They are close. They're in the family.
You can. They're so freaking close. They almost interfere with each other if you have both on a board. You know what I mean?
It's a delicate tap dance. But
it is.
I can stack chorus. I stack choruses now, and because they're subtle, when you stack them, it does a thing.
Outside of choruses built into amps, I always like the Boss Chorus Ensemble. That was my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
Bo says he's always had 2 amps on stage, 2 half stacks.
Who says that? Who's Bo? I don't see Bo's name. Are you?
Guitar Man 45. Sorry.
Well, for fuck's sake. 2 amps on stage, 2 half stacks. Yeah, so you know the deal. You've had some freaking issues. Everyone looks at you like, fucking all right, mate.
Trev broke a string on his Ibanez. Now he's got to restring a Floyd. He's like, who's messaging me during the show?
Guitar Man 45. 2 amps on stage, 2 half stacks. That's fucking dope.
Yeah, those were, 2 70s Marshalls.
Wow.
They picked up. Old enough that they didn't have master volumes, but had master volumes installed in the back.
When we played with Fu Manchu, I had my JMP with 2 412s. Because that's what they run. I'm like, I ain't going up there with a freaking single cab. They always just crank it like old school. So I went up there with 2 412s and it was just freaking insane.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've done something like that. And it was cranked.
I have a CE2 and a CE5 up there as well, Michael Krause. Yep.
We're so nuts.
Never get rid of my CE2.
If the stage is big enough, fucking right on. Yeah, I'll lug my shit around, I'll throw it up there, and I'll spend half an hour plugging it all in.
Oh, yeah, I'd have to run at least stereo now. I don't think I could do mono. I've been so used to having a stereo tone that's just full and lush and awesome, which would suck if anyone else was in the band that's a guitar player. See you, Sean.
Yeah. two guitarists, we don't really need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's hard with two guitars. You can't have stereo with two guitars because there's only so much frequency, like say, room.
But what I want is the clean sound from one amp and the dirty sound from another amp, because, that's what I want. I'll get there.
How do you break an A string, Trev? That's first of all. Let's revisit. I just realized how do you break an A string?
Yeah, Billy Baloney, they don't fuck around, man.
No, they're awesome.
Always two full stacks. The bass rig's fucking huge, and they are just monsters. All fuzz as well.
Oh yeah,
old vintage fuzz wahs. Wah wah wah.
Yeah, all the fuzz, and I think they play D standard as well. I think they tune down a full step.
Yeah, they do. Same as us. Yeah, D standard. Their sound check, when they kicked in on their sound check, I'm like, holy fuck, this is so fucking loud.
Yeah, how are they not all deaf?
Love it. My poor old ears.
Mm-hmm. Bo says Harpo's or the Ritz never had a problem with engineers. They're very professional. They made everyone sound great.
Perfect.
There is something about that when the venue has a pro sound guy. Like I remember that having a gig in Toronto, to the point where he's like, "How's that sound?" And I hear myself coming through the monitor. I'm like, "That doesn't sound like me. That sounds really good, like really, really good, but that does not sound like me at all." I'm like, "Please take me out of the monitor because I won't realize that's me because that doesn't sound like me." He had produced my tone so much, just even up from a live stage setting, what was coming out of my amp. He's like, "No, I think we'll do that." And I was like, "Wow, that sounds amazing." But no, I can't do it. It doesn't sound like me.
When monitors come up, you're like, holy shit, you're just in the zone. It's crazy.
Yeah. Sounded great. He had just come off tour with who did he come off with? Michael Schenker Group. He was on tour with, mixing monitors. So I was like, oh, great. Oh, Michael Krause. How's the weather in New Hampshire? Cold? I think he's further north than I am.
Hey, how about Uncle Larry and Homeschooling Blues or whatever? That dude's the fucking man, and he shout out to Uncle Larry.
Right? Again, when I plugged the Explorer into the Princeton, it sounded like Uncle Larry. It's that tone, that classic tone, like when he's sitting there noodling away, that you can tell he's got like a Princeton or a Champ or so, just cranked up a bit, edge your brake up and just plug in whatever. Fuck, he sounds amazing.
Whatever he plays. He had some fucking kiddie guitar with a speaker in it the other day, and I was listening to it, and I had no clue what the guitar was. Sound was amazing, and I click on the picture, and it's freaking some Kmart or Sears speaker guitar. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. He's so good at playing the vocal line of a song, like play a chord and then play the vocal melody over top.
He's really showing some stuff that we want to see. You know what I mean? Him in the session rooms, and it's been a really exciting ride watching old Uncle Larry. Gotta say.
Yeah, and whether he's out on the road or
Billy Maloney, Uncle Larry has all the freaking chords, but he has introduced some friends of his that have more chords than Uncle Larry, and that blows my mind.
That was so funny. What was it when Robert Baker moves to Nashville, right? And I see online he posts, "I think I'm going to get a Firebird." I'm like, well, I already know where this is going because Uncle Larry's owned every Firebird in Nashville at one time or another. So sure enough, the video comes out, got a Firebird. There he is going to Uncle Larry's house. And and he's a Cleveland boy.
Yeah, guy's brilliant. Such a vibe.
Using
Ultimate is yo, what's up, brother?
What's up, Octopus Ears? Great to see you, my
That
friend.
boy can play a guitar right there. He's got
Great
some
news
soul under his
yesterday
fingers.
playing guitar. I saw that. Folks haven't checked out Octopus Ears' channel already. Check it out. He does a weekend hang.
Oh, right on.
For Joey, because he goes nuts. She thinks that he might.
The missus.
What's up, Dana?
Hey, in the back.
Ben saying what's up.
Oh, now Richie's gonna sit and bark.
Thank you, Octopus Ears. We love you, Brent.
Or the pie.
Dude, that was fun time hanging with those boys at NAMM. I got to see Ike and Dylan from Flipside for a little bit, but then Ike got super sick.
As one does usually at NAMM, especially if you're around Aaron.
I did put it up to their house for one night, and dude, it was just like Guitar Center. They had all bought pedals and guitar, God knows what. There was amps, pedals all over the freaking place.
Right.
It was brilliant.
That's the thing. Laz drives down, right? Laz can bring an amp or two down to jam on because he drives down. So
yeah, they had like a couple of little practice amps, but they had all these freaking pedals, man. All these different freaking. It was awesome. We had a great time.
There we go. Guitar Man 45, aka Bo, said he didn't know Octopus Ears had a channel. Yep.
Yeah, he does.
And Michael
and
says,
weekly you will see new gear because that motherfucker trades
and
sells
right. And every time I say, "Oh, this is the last guitar I'm ever gonna buy," or "This is the last amp I'm ever gonna buy."
This is the guitar. I am never selling it. This special ordered, custom ordered.
Yeah.
DNA.
And then a week later, whole new rig.
A week later. Yeah, love you, Brent. But that's what we do.
And that's why I love. Yeah, I love it. I give him a hard time, but I love it. I'm no better. Dolly says traveling can suck. Wife got super sick on the second day of vacation. That view from your condo, oh my god, great. Guilty, yeah. I love it though. It's always, this is it. This is the last one. This is the guitar, or this is the amp, or the pedal.
Yeah.
And every time I think to myself, sure it is.
He's had some killer guitars. I'm surprised you sold the music, man. That's the one I'm surprised, because when he had that, he was so excited with that under his fingers, man. You don't get rid of those suckers. They come around and you hold it. You still got your music, man.
How many Kiesels has he owned?
Dude, too many. Well, what pissed me off is he ordered one custom for him.
Right.
And said, that's the one. And it was ordered for him, so he's got it, and it's his order. And then he sells that sucker.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Krause. This is the last guitar I'm buying, and this time I mean it. Yeah, that's the one thing. I haven't bought guitars for a while. I have a lot of guitars, and man, nothing jumps at me. Everything jumps at me, but I ain't got those finances. You know what I mean? But I don't know what I want.
I played a fuck of a lot of guitars last year. My God, if I had the finances, they'd be stacked like cordwood here. I get about one a week last year.
Yeah. I think the next thing I get will be a Yamaha FG acoustic. I know. I told you guys I got the FG 300. Octopus Ears saw that one. It's a 1971 vintage Yamaha. Freaking incredible. It was their version of a hummingbird of some sort. And dude, the thing is just so resonant. Incredible Mojo guitar. But the new Yamaha FG, they got the 3 and the 5. You played them, Ben?
Yeah. Yep. I did the 820 as well.
Yeah, but that's more budget guitar, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. They came in. They're a few $100. Like, they're cheap. It's ridiculous how cheap they are.
Yeah, and they're killer. Even their
amazing.
Dude, I went to Guitar Center. I played dozens of fucking guitars, and their Yamaha, their cheapest one, it was like $180. Sounded
amazing.
It sounded better than the Martins, the Taylors. It just had, because I'm into darker, warmer sounds. I down tune a whole step even on acoustics.
Yep.
So I'm into a certain tone. And that Yamaha for $180 kicked out that tone.
Yep.
The Martins were too pingy and bright. And dude, $180. I'm like, dude, that's the best guitar in this fucking room. You know. But the Yamaha FG 5 and 3, the 3's made in China and the 5 is made in Japan. And yeah, does that mean anything these days? It did back in the day, but I don't know if today it means a whole lot of difference, to be honest.
Made in Japan carries a premium these days, I've noticed. Like a lot of anything made in Japan, we push $3,000.
The other countries are still freaking amazing.
Yeah, like the Japanese price stuff is right under the American made stuff. It is like right there. It's ridiculous in many ways. We're never satisfied, Billy. We're always searching.
Always searching.
We're always searching for perfection on an imperfect instrument. But that's okay.
We're blessed to have music in our souls, man.
Yeah. Ryan, you're another one. Easy. He's another one. Like, snagged on this week. Snagged on this week.
Ryan's nuts. Yeah, but yeah.
But I get
Ryan, he's got killer rigs, dude.
I got it.
But the sound online as well, man. His sound, he's up there with freaking Steve from Boston.
Right. Except he's got real gear. He's actually running a wet, dry, wet.
Well, oh no, he's got that shit down, man. It sounds incredible. Burn this sucker real quick. California sunset. Wish you could see it.
I've seen them. One day I will again. Ooh, so hot. There we go.
Yeah, so anyone looking for an amp right now, Randall RG80, there's like a bunch on Guitar Center right now. Guitar Center used. There's one for
right. And it'll ship from store to store, folks. So
there's one for like $299. You will never look back. If you're looking for a budget amp that will play super heavy fucking Pantera grind at whisper volumes and have Princeton tones, clean tones through the roof, dude, get yourself a Randall RG80. You will never look back. And you can blend the channels as well. They've got a clean, dirty channel. You can actually blend the channels. You can't switch between them. They always bleed. But if you play your individual channels, dude. Right.
Which is nice to blend in a touch of clean with your heavy.
You will grip, and you will thank me later. Yes.
Yes, Billy, well, the Japanese Gretsch stuff ain't cheap. That's for sure. Oof. Yeah. I don't even know if I can afford a lot of Chinese stuff anymore. Now I'm into Indonesian guitars. That seems to be the new cheap.
Dude, they're all killer.
They're putting out great stuff. Like the Gretches that, like that 500 Canadian for the last one. Plays great.
Ibage, I don't know. But as I got older, I like the cleaner tone close to breakup, still loud, but with less gain perhaps. Yeah, we all feel that vibe, man.
Yeah.
There's something special about it. Boner Jams, I was thinking of you earlier. I really was. I knew I was going on Ben Show. I'm like, Boner Jams is going to make a freaking appearance. I got to say, congratulations on the show. I'm having a good time watching it, guys. I'll be jumping back in the chat at some point. Give my love to all the boys.
Yeah, the end of the Bus Network, Wednesdays. Wednesday.
Hey, Boner Jams, listen to my band, man. I know you'll dig it. You're into the old vibes.
Oh,
Star Zero. Check us out, man. Yeah, they're loving the show, dude. That is a fun time. And Jay is getting more and more stoned. I used to question whether he smoked weed or even edibles.
Yeah, he dabbled it. Yeah, he's always dabbled in the edibles.
Wait, you're like, is he high or isn't he high? But nowadays, you're like, dude, that guy is fucking baked. Yeah. Kick his fucking ass, Boner Jams.
Yep. No, he's not doing like the quantity I'll do on a show. Like each one of my gummies is 50 milligrams, JJ.
You what?
Each one of my gummies is 50 milligrams.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, just take the edge.
Dude, mushrooms are legal in California now. Could you imagine?
Oh, fuck. That'll be the next thing.
So tempting.
Although,
Okay, Michael Kraus, you looked it up because they got the RG80 Deluxe on there. Because that's the one for $299 right now. So the Deluxe basically, because it has a push-pull treble knob on the originals, and the Deluxe made it into a switch. So they're pretty rare. That one for $299 is super rare, and I would snatch that up. So rather than having the push-pull on the treble, they had it in a switch.
nice.
You will not
Billy says edibles ruined his evening last night. Now, Billy, I was looking at now these edibles.
Yeah, why not? Metal works.
Get this,
Legalize
JJ.
it. Don't you criticize it.
These edibles I saw the other day, they were new at the shop. The cost was $45, and it was 4,500 milligrams, and it was only 4 gummies. So each gummy was over 1,000 milligrams. I was like, yeah, that'll change someone's perspective in life real quick if they're not careful. And one of the employees did all 4,500 over the course of a weekend, I guess. Oof.
Well, when you get to that territory, you're almost like tripping. You're moving more towards hallucinogenic.
Yeah. What's up, Mark?
It takes you to another zone.
See you, Blue Mox.
Back to Ibar's real quick about how, he always resented how clean and loud the early Marshalls were, like his. Yeah, they were. But if you were in a room and you weren't worried about volume, you would get to that breakup point where it was so amazing, but it was so fucking loud.
Yeah.
I had a, what was it now? It was the Marshall. Fuck. What did they call it? 1978.
By the way, that's L-bars.
The 1978X. It was like a 22-watt Marshall Plexi.
Yeah, that's
now that thing you could crank. Still, you don't want anyone in the house when you're cranking it, but it would get lower volume, fucking incredible tones.
Right.
Yeah. But Jay, back to the point right here, right now. If we're talking volume, Fryette Power Station. Money well invested. If you're into like real valve amp, saturation from power amp distortion, and getting that sound.
Yeah, you wouldn't be feeling any pain, Terry. If I gave you 1,000 milligrams, you wouldn't be feeling any pain for about 4.5 days.
Well, I was feeling Terry's pain. I think he needs to move to an edible. I don't think Terry does that shit, but I swear to God,
he's dabbled a bit.
Then dabble some more, because we won't be having this issue next week if you dabble a bit more.
Yeah. Like add a 0 onto the milligram amount that you're taking. Multiply it by 10. Because he was taking like 5 milligrams, and I'm like, I don't think 5 milligrams would do anything to my cat. I'm just saying, L-Barsh in the chat. Lee, check out Lee's channel. Lee puts out some stuff, folks. L-Barsh.
Okay. Check him out.
Yeah. He's cool, dude.
On a lot of new names, man. You know I'm old school, Ben. It's good to see all the new names rock and rolling.
It's always, channel's always growing. We're going to go a little while longer here, folks. So, questions have been great. And of course, I'm back tomorrow night with Canucks with Guitars. I'll be playing some music. We'll do the bad album covers. I got a whole fresh batch. Oofta. And then the live Q&A as well. At 20 milligrams at least. Exactly. Cool Tunes Made. Speaking of which, Cool Tunes Made Easy also puts out some cool stuff. Like lesson videos. There you go. Thank you, Taylor. Appreciate that. Killer show tonight, Ben. Thanks for having JJ on. JJ, what's the name of your band? Star Zero. Which maybe one of the mods put Star Zero links in there.
90s rock, man.
There's Lee's channel.
Yeah, what's the new video for Everlasting Love? It's pretty cool, man. Okay,
Speaking of music videos, I was just chatting with our brother Aaron, and he just shot his second music video for their current EP. And then once that's released, the whole album's going to get released, and then they're going to start recording a new album. So
Aaron's on fire.
And they're going to be on in a few weeks to debut that music video. Like they premiered their first one here. They premiered on their channel simultaneous while they're on here, so it worked out. Although, funny enough, when they debuted it, YouTube did a copyright claim, JJ, but they did it backwards. Rather than Aaron claiming it from me, because I have the bigger channel, they figured it was mine, so it hit Aaron's channel with a copyright claim from me. I'm like, no, it's their material, not mine.
That's pretty cool. I like
See you,
it.
Night Cat.
Barge, I just subscribed to you. You got to subscribe back to my Star Zero channel. I think it's Star 0777 or Star Zero, whatever. It all helps.
Star 0777.
Hey Ben, my question of the day, I keep forgetting to ask you.
Okay.
When you did the show with Pete Thorne and Kim Thale,
Yeah.
did you get to hang out afterwards?
No, I was only in the chat.
Fuck.
I know. Yeah, believe me. Yeah. No, I'm only ever in Pete's chat. I never get to do like the after hang with Pete. He never sends me the link. I'm always just in the chat.
That would have been so awesome.
Oh, that was life changing, that interview.
Oh, that was an incredible show.
Hands down the best Kim Thale interview. Like, I know Beato did one as well.
Oh, it was real down to earth, dude.
It wasn't.
I might have to watch it again later, actually. It was so good.
Well, and part of it, because you can tell like Kim still is very much living back in the day in a way when he talks about Soundgarden, like how much, and then, but to have Pete interview how both of them played with Chris for years, they were like Chris's two guitar players for his whole career, basically. So, Brent's asking, any good Star Zero shows coming up?
Well, we're trying to get on one right now. It's with, what's the name of the freaking band? Jesus. Oh, man. It's Fieldy from Korn. It's his new band.
Okay.
So there's a show coming up in April at some point. I'm hoping we're getting on that show. So that's potentially the next show. And I mean, realistically, the one we've been told about that's potentially happening is Rockin' Roma next year. Ooh. The big festival.
Nice.
So our manager right now is trying to book shows for 2024 because you've got to be way ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So if we get on that fucking thing, that would be insane. So there's a band, I can't even remember their name. Let me see if I can find their name. We're meant to be doing a tour with them of Italy for like a week or so and then playing Rockin' Roma. That, again, pie in the sky. If that happens, I ain't thinking that far ahead. That'd be freaking dope. What are they called? Ava's Anger.
Did you say Everlasting Love was your video?
That's the new video.
Yeah, so the channel's now Star Zero Vivo. I just see it.
Yeah, we're on Vivo. Yeah, it's doing well. Our video views got like 28,000 freaking views now, which was psyched on.
Yeah, cool. 2 weeks ago, 8,000 views already. Nice. Very nice.
Yeah, check us out, Guitar Man 45. I'll be psyched. And please, anyone in the chat, if you're in a 90s kind of rock grunge, not even grunge, just fucking Soundgarden, Alice in Chains kind of vibe.
Where are my mods at? Throw it in there.
OU812, check us out, dude. I know you're into that vibe.
Yep.
But we're talking to a guy. It is a story for you. So Tom Hazard. So when we got signed back in the day, my original band Core, we got signed. We did some shows with Limp Bizkit in the way early 2000s, late 90s. We got signed over here. That's how I ended up here to that label. And the guy who was doing Street Teams back then, I don't know if you guys remember Street Teams. So when all these bands were blowing up, Stained and Cold and frickin' Puddle of Mud, frickin' Linkin Park, all these bands, Street Teams were this kind of like we do online, but it was more a on the ground network to help bands, to promote bands. And it was all on the frickin' ground at shows and frickin' venues. And Tom Hazard was the main dude doing that. And he started that whole thing with Limp Bizkit. like the pay to play and everything. Tom Hazard was a key player. So when we were signed back then, I met Tom.
Hey, Charles.
He's a guy we're talking to now. He manages Taproot, if you guys are familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's potential there doing something with Taproot. We're talking with Tom, and hopefully shit will work out. You know, this music industry is hard, and I'm an old fart now, and this is just like a second round for me. And I just love being in a room playing music with my friends. Everything we've done's led to something. Now it's led us to Tom Hazard. So let's see what things bring in the future. I'm just hoping for good things. I'd love to fucking get some success out of this. It'd be freaking
Pro
dope.
found the channel. Good.
Oh, awesome. Right on, man. Yeah, so that's it. The band is doing our best to keep on rocking, keeping rock and roll alive, man.
Mm-hmm.
Can't freaking stop ourselves.
Well, here we are. We've come to the 90-minute mark, folks. Look at that. Just like that. Just like a good set.
What did we win?
There we go. Trev got it in time. There's a link to the channel in the chat. Check it out, folks. Go watch the video. We'll wrap things up here.
Fun.
And this was good, as always. And, you know, Brother James will be back again, because that's how that works. And see, Jeff K says, JJ, is the Cantrell Wah on Everlasting? Yes.
Yes.
There we are.
Yes, at the beginning of the intro. Yes, yeah, that's the wire I use. I mean, I love that freaking guy. I'm so inspired by Alice in Chains. I saw him back in the day, and that album, you know, all their albums. But when I first looked onto those guys, dude, Alice in Chains.
They were my first rock concert.
That's a killer wire.
Yep. They were my first rock concert. So
wow.
So here we go, folks.
When I used to play the wire back in the day. Sorry,
check out JJ's channel there, Star Zero Vivo. Of course, if you're new here, please subscribe. Back tomorrow night with Custom Guitars. Got a couple demos coming out this week.
UA one too. Check out our songs, brother.
I can't remember what we got coming out this week for demos, but check those out as well. And as always, folks, hold those doors open. I don't know, let Symmetry and Hedy and Traffic. He's working. He's working on the road, folks. So let him in, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Have a good one. Cheers, and tone chasing. Don't litter.